Keep an eye out for the golden star during the video. If you spot it, comment the time you saw it, and you'll get a shout out in our next video. Happy hunting! Trapped in a microscopic universe. Dr. Elena Carter stood before a hushed crowd of scientists, government officials, and tech enthusiasts in the pristine, glass-walled auditorium of Quantum Innovations Incorporated. The room buzzed with anticipation, a palpable energy that seemed to vibrate through the very air. She adjusted her glasses and took a deep breath, her mind racing with the enormity of the moment. This was it, the culmination of years of relentless research and sleepless nights. "Good afternoon, everyone," she began, her voice steady yet filled with underlying excitement. "Today, we stand on the brink of a new era in scientific exploration. What you are about to witness is not just a technological marvel, but a gateway to an entirely new dimension." The audience leaned forward, captivated. Behind her, a large screen displayed intricate diagrams and animations, explaining the principles of quantum miniaturization. Elena glanced at her team, a group of brilliant minds who had become like family over the years. There was Dr. Raj Patel, the quantum theorist, Dr. Mei Li, the lead engineer, and Dr. Samantha Torres, the biochemist. Together, they had unlocked the secrets of the quantum realm. Elena turned her attention back to the audience. "Using our proprietary quantum compression device, we can now reduce physical objects and living beings to microscopic size. This device," she held up a sleek, handheld instrument, "will allow us to explore the quantum universe in ways previously unimaginable." A ripple of murmurs spread through the crowd. Elena's eyes sparkled with the thrill of unveiling a new frontier. "To demonstrate, we will conduct a live experiment. Dr. Li, if you would." Mei Li stepped forward, placing a small, robotic drone on the platform. She activated the device, and the audience watched in awe as the drone began to shrink, its form compressing until it was no larger than a grain of sand. The projection on the screen zoomed in, showing the drone navigating a landscape that looked like an alien world, teeming with vibrant, shifting patterns of light and energy. "This is the quantum realm," Elena continued, "a universe within our universe, governed by different physical laws, a place of infinite possibilities and profound mysteries." As the demonstration proceeded, a technician in the control room signaled an anomaly. Elena saw the concern on his face and quickly moved to address it. "What's happening?" she asked, her voice low but urgent. "There's an unexpected energy surge," the technician replied. "It's destabilizing the miniaturization field." Before she could react, the lights flickered, and a high-pitched whine filled the room. The platform glowed intensely, and in an instant, a wave of energy swept over Elena and her team. The audience gasped as they watched the scientists vanish, seemingly absorbed by the very device they had created. Elena's vision blurred, the world around her dissolving into a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations. Her body felt as if it were being pulled apart and reassembled in 1,000 different ways. She closed her eyes, clinging to a single thought: "I have to keep my team safe." When she opened her eyes, the auditorium was gone. She stood on a vast, crystalline plain under a sky swirling with iridescent hues. The ground beneath her feet shimmered like liquid glass, and strange, ethereal plants swayed in an unfelt breeze. She turned to see Raj, May, and Samantha nearby, their expressions mirroring her own bewilderment and awe. We're in the quantum realm," Raj whispered, his voice tinged with both fear and fascination. Elena nodded, her mind racing to process their situation. "Yes, we are, and we need to figure out how to survive here and find a way back." Samantha knelt to examine the ground, her scientific curiosity overcoming her initial shock. "The structures here, they're like nothing I've ever seen. We could spend a lifetime studying this place." May checked the device, now a faint glow in her hand. "The miniaturization field is stable for now, but I don't know how long it will last. We need to move quickly." Elena took a deep breath, steeling herself for the journey ahead. "All right, team, we have a new mission. Let's explore, document everything we can, and most importantly, find a way home. Stay close, stay focused, and we'll get through this together." As they ventured into the unknown, Elena couldn't help but marvel at the strange beauty of the quantum realm. Every step revealed new wonders and challenges, each more astonishing than the last. She knew they were in uncharted territory, both scientifically and personally. But with her team by her side, she felt a surge of determination. They would uncover the secrets of this hidden universe and find a way back to the world they knew. The journey had begun, and there was no turning back. The team moved cautiously across the crystalline plain, their senses overwhelmed by the vibrant, shifting landscape around them. Elena led the way, her mind constantly assessing their situation and formulating a plan. Each step seemed to reveal new wonders and potential dangers, an ever-changing environment that demanded their full attention. Keep an eye out for any recognizable structures or landmarks, Elena instructed. We need to find a safe place to regroup and analyze our situation. Raj, ever the theorist, observed the swirling sky. The colors and patterns are fascinating. They must be influenced by some quantum phenomena we haven't yet understood. May, holding the now dimmed shrinking device, nodded in agreement. We need to gather data quickly. The device's energy is limited, and without it, we might be stuck here permanently. Samantha crouched beside an iridescent plant, her scientific curiosity once again taking the forefront. These plants, they're unlike anything on Earth. The biochemistry must be completely different. Elena's thoughts were a whirlwind of urgency and responsibility. I have to keep everyone focused. Survival is our priority. Let's move, she said firmly, guiding her team toward a cluster of crystalline formations that might offer some shelter. As they approached, the structures revealed intricate, almost architectural details, as if crafted by an intelligent hand. Elena's mind raced with possibilities. Could there be sentient beings here? Are we truly alone in this realm? Suddenly, a series of low hums and flickers of light emanated from the formations. The team halted, instinctively falling into defensive postures. Elena's heart pounded, but she kept her voice steady. Stay alert. We don't know what we're dealing with yet. To their surprise, a figure emerged from the crystalline formations. It was humanoid but made entirely of shimmering, translucent material, with eyes that glowed with an inner light. The figure extended a hand, and a series of melodic tones filled the air, seemingly attempting communication. Raj stepped forward, his voice calm but filled with curiosity. We mean no harm. We are explorers from another world. The figure's eyes flashed, and it responded in a series of tones that seemed almost musical. Elena watched intently, trying to discern any patterns or meaning. We need to understand them, she thought. This could be our key to survival. May, ever the pragmatist, spoke up. We should document this interaction. It could provide vital information for our return. Samantha, still fascinated by the plant life, added, if we can communicate, we might learn how to harness the resources here to sustain ourselves. The figure gestured for them to follow, and the team exchanged glances. Elena nodded, making the decision. Let's go. We need all the help we can get. They followed the figure through a maze of crystalline passages, the environment becoming even more surreal and intricate. Elena's mind was a blend of scientific excitement and the weight of their predicament. We have to find a way back, but there's so much to learn here. As they delved deeper, they arrived at a vast chamber filled with more of the crystalline beings, each one unique and emitting a soft glow. The air hummed with their collective energy, a mesmerizing and somewhat overwhelming experience. Elena took a deep breath, stepping forward to address what she assumed was their leader. We seek to understand your world and find a way to return to ours. Can you help us? The leader's eyes glowed brighter, and a series of harmonious tones echoed through the chamber. The response was both beautiful and cryptic, leaving Elena to interpret its meaning. They want to help, but they have their own terms. We need to find common ground. Raj, picking up on the nuances, suggested, perhaps they have a way to stabilize the miniaturization field. We need to establish a mutual exchange of knowledge. Elena agreed, feeling a surge of determination. Let's work together. Our survival depends on it. The crystalline beings began to share their knowledge, their tones becoming more complex and layered. Elena and her team listened intently, absorbing every detail. This alliance, however tentative, might be their best hope. As the first day in the quantum realm drew to a close, Elena reflected on their situation. They were far from home, in a world beyond their wildest imaginations, but they were not alone. With determination and cooperation, they might just find a way back. We'll make it, she thought, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. We'll find a way. The journey was just beginning, and the path ahead was uncertain. But with her team by her side and the newfound alliance with the crystalline beings, Elena felt a glimmer of hope. The mysteries of the quantum realm were vast, but they were ready to uncover its secrets, one step at a time. Elena awoke to the soft, luminescent glow of the quantum realm's peculiar dawn. The crystalline beings had led them to a makeshift shelter, a cavern of radiant crystals that provided both warmth and light. As her team stirred, she quickly gathered them for a morning briefing. Today, we need to focus on understanding the immediate environment and securing resources for survival, Elena stated, her voice firm. Samantha, continue studying the local flora. Raj, see if you can decode more of the crystalline being's language. May, let's work on the device and see if there's a way to recharge or stabilize it. They nodded, each member mentally preparing for the tasks ahead. The sense of unity and shared purpose was palpable, a silent vow to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they stepped out of the cavern, the air seemed to buzz with anticipation. The landscape was a mesmerizing blend of alien beauty and potential peril, with every shimmering surface hinting at hidden dangers. Elena led them towards a nearby grove of bioluminescent plants that Samantha had noted the day before. "These plants might hold the key to sustaining us," Samantha said, her eyes alight with scientific curiosity. "The biochemistry here is incredibly complex. If we can understand it, we might be able to find nutrients or medicinal properties." Raj, his attention diverted by the sky, pointed out a formation of crystalline clouds that seemed to pulse rhythmically. "That could be some kind of atmospheric phenomenon unique to this realm. We should study it." Suddenly, a low, rumbling noise echoed across the landscape, followed by a series of sharp, cracking sounds. The ground beneath them trembled, and Elena's instincts kicked in. "Everyone, get back to the shelter." But it was too late. The ground erupted, and from beneath the surface emerged a massive serpentine creature, its body a writhing mass of translucent segments that refracted light into a dazzling array of colors. Its eyes glowed with an eerie intelligence as it hissed, revealing rows of razor-sharp crystalline teeth. "Scatter!" Elena shouted, adrenaline surging through her veins. The team sprinted in different directions, narrowly avoiding the creature's snapping jaws. Elena's mind raced as she dodged and weaved through the crystalline forest. "We need to regroup and find a way to outsmart it." May, displaying her characteristic resourcefulness, activated the shrinking device's emergency pulse, emitting a blinding flash of light that disoriented the creature momentarily. "We need to use the environment to our advantage," she yelled. Elena spotted a narrow ravine nearby. "This way, into the ravine," she called out, guiding her team towards the natural shelter. They dove into the ravine, the creature's furious roars echoing behind them as it struggled to follow. "Everyone all right?" Elena panted, her eyes scanning her team. They nodded, shaken but unharmed. Raj, catching his breath, said, "That thing is too big to fit in here. We have a moment to think." Elena nodded, her mind already formulating a plan. "We need to use the crystalline structures to create a trap. If we can collapse part of the ravine walls, we might be able to immobilize it." Samantha's eyes lit up with understanding. "The plants. Some of them secrete a resin that hardens like cement. If we can collect enough and coat the walls, we might be able to trigger a collapse when the creature attacks." "All right," Elena agreed. "May, Raj, and I will gather the resin. Samantha, scout the ravine for the best spots to set the trap. Let's move quickly." As they worked, the creature continued its attempts to breach the ravine, its hisses and roars creating an ominous soundtrack to their efforts. Elena's hands moved deftly, collecting the resin while keeping an eye on the creature's movements. She marveled at the bizarre yet fascinating properties of the quantum flora. "This realm holds so many secrets," she thought. "If only we had more time." With the resin collected, they began coating strategic points along the ravine walls. Samantha directed their efforts, identifying weak spots that would collapse under pressure. The tension was high, but the team's coordinated efforts reflected their unyielding determination. "Ready?" Elena asked, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "Ready," her team replied in unison. Elena took a deep breath. "All right, on my signal. We need to lure it into position." May used the device to emit another pulse, drawing the creature's attention. It lunged towards them, its massive form barreling into the ravine. Elena watched, heart pounding, as it approached their trap. "Now!" she shouted. The team triggered the resin-coated walls, and with a thunderous crash, the crystalline structures collapsed. The creature roared in fury, trapped under the weight of the debris. Elena allowed herself a moment of relief. "We did it. We actually did it." Raj grinned, wiping sweat from his brow. "That was intense." Samantha laughed, the tension breaking. "To say the least." May checked the device. "We still need to figure out a long-term solution, but at least we have some breathing room now." Elena nodded, her mind already shifting to the next challenge. "Let's regroup and assess our next steps. We've proven we can handle this environment. Now, we need to find a way home." As they climbed out of the ravine, the quantum realm seemed both more menacing and more wondrous than ever. The journey was far from over, but Elena knew they had the resilience and ingenuity to face whatever came next. Together, they would uncover the secrets of this hidden universe and find their way back to the world they knew. The crystalline beings had provided temporary safety, but the quantum realm continued to challenge Elena and her team with its ever-changing, surreal environment. As they moved deeper into the heart of this strange world, Elena's mind churned with thoughts of survival and discovery. Each new sight filled her with both awe and caution. The team gathered in a clearing, surrounded by the shimmering foliage of the quantum realm. Elena laid out their immediate objectives. "We need to secure food and water sources, understand the properties of this realm's materials, and find a stable energy supply for the device. Samantha, continue your analysis of the flora. Raj, try to make further progress with the language. May, Let's see if we can harness any local resources to recharge the device. Samantha nodded and headed towards a cluster of plants, her scientific curiosity unrelenting. She carefully examined the bioluminescent leaves, taking samples and noting their unique properties. These plants seem to photosynthesize using the ambient light, which is different from anything I've seen. If we can replicate this process, it could be a breakthrough in sustainable energy. Raj, meanwhile, was engrossed in deciphering the crystalline being's musical language. The tones they use are complex, but there are patterns. If we can understand their communication fully, it might unlock new ways to interact with and navigate this realm. May was focused on the device, her hands steady and precise as she inspected its components. The energy levels are critical. If we can find a compatible power source here, it could mean the difference between returning home and being stranded indefinitely. Elena walked among them, providing support and guidance, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts. This place is a scientific goldmine, but the ethical implications are vast. We must balance our thirst for knowledge with the responsibility to act morally. As the day progressed, the team reconvened to share their findings. Samantha presented her latest discovery. I found a plant that secretes a liquid with high energy potential. It could be used to recharge our device. Raj added, I've made some progress with the language. The crystalline beings seem to understand more than they let on. There are hints of deeper knowledge that they might be willing to share. Elena listened intently, weighing their options. We need to proceed carefully. Our survival depends on understanding this realm, but we must avoid exploitation. Let's approach the crystalline beings and propose a knowledge exchange. They returned to the cavern where the crystalline beings had first welcomed them. Elena stepped forward, addressing the leader with a respectful tone. We seek to learn from your world and share our knowledge in return. We have discovered a plant that might help us, but we need your guidance to use it safely. The leader's eyes glowed with an intense light, and the harmonious tones filled the air. Elena sensed a blend of curiosity and caution in their response. Raj interpreted, they are willing to share their knowledge but require us to respect the balance of their ecosystem. They are offering to teach us how to use the plant without disrupting their world. Elena felt a surge of relief and determination. Thank you. We will honor your conditions and strive to coexist harmoniously. Under the guidance of the crystalline beings, the team learned to harvest the plant's energy-rich liquid without causing harm. May carefully integrated it into the device, and to their collective joy, the device's energy levels began to stabilize. That night, as they rested in the safety of the cavern, Elena reflected on their journey. The quantum realm had tested their limits, revealing both its dangers and its wonders. They had faced a monstrous creature, navigated a treacherous environment, and formed a tentative alliance with an alien race. We have come so far, she thought, her mind filled with a blend of hope and resolve. There is still much to learn, but with respect and cooperation, we might just find our way home. As they drifted to sleep under the gentle glow of the crystalline formations, the team knew that the road ahead was fraught with challenges. But with each discovery and every step forward, they grew more confident in their ability to survive and thrive in this microscopic universe. The dawn of a new day in the quantum realm brought with it renewed purpose. Together, they would continue their quest, uncovering the secrets of this hidden world and forging a path back to the life they knew. Elena woke to the ethereal light of the quantum dawn, the crystalline formations reflecting the hues of an alien sunrise. The team gathered their equipment and set out to explore further, determined to secure more resources and knowledge. As they moved through the shimmering forest, the air was thick with anticipation. Their path led them to a vast, open field, dotted with towering crystalline spires that hummed with energy. Samantha paused to examine a particularly large specimen. These spires seemed to draw energy from the quantum realm itself. If we can understand their mechanics, we might be able to replicate this process. Raj was engrossed in his notes, decoding more of the crystalline being's language. According to their symbols, these spires are ancient and crucial to the stability of their ecosystem. We should tread carefully. May was focused on the device, monitoring its energy levels. We need to find a way to integrate this energy without disrupting the natural balance here. If we succeed, it could be our ticket home. Elena felt a surge of determination. Let's gather data and samples. We need to be thorough but cautious. This realm has proven to be as dangerous as it is beautiful. As they spread out to collect samples and take readings, a low rumble vibrated through the ground. Elena's instincts sharpened. Everyone stay alert. Something's coming. Before they could react, the ground beneath them fractured, and from the depths emerged a massive creature, more formidable than the one they had faced before. Its segmented body glistened with crystalline armor, and its eyes burned with a malevolent light. Defensive positions. Elena shouted, her mind racing for a strategy. The creature lunged, its jaws snapping inches from Raj. Samantha, quick on her feet, hurled a sample container filled with the energy-rich liquid at the creature. It recoiled, the liquid sizzling on its crystalline hide. It reacts to the energy. Use it to drive it back. May adjusted the settings on the shrinking device, using it to emit a concentrated energy pulse. The creature roared, momentarily blinded by the burst of light. "We need to hit it where it's most vulnerable," she yelled. Elena scanned the creature, noting the joints between its armored segments. "Aim for the joints. That's where it's weakest." The team coordinated their attacks, using the energy-rich liquid and the device's pulses to target the creature's vulnerable spots. Raj, spotting a pattern in the creature's movements, directed their strikes. "It's protecting its left side more. Focus there." The creature thrashed, its roars echoing across the field. Each coordinated strike seemed to weaken it, but it was relentless. Elena's mind raced with possibilities. "We need to end this now before it overwhelms us." In a daring move, she grabbed a large container of the energy liquid and dashed toward the creature. "Cover me," she called out. May and Samantha unleashed a barrage of pulses, creating a blinding shield of light. Elena reached the creature's side and hurled the container at a crucial joint. The liquid exploded on impact, sending cracks through the creature's armor. With a final, agonized roar, the beast collapsed, its body shattering into 1,000 crystalline fragments. Breathing heavily, Elena surveyed the scene. "Is everyone all right?" she asked, her voice steady but strained. The team nodded, catching their breath. Raj wiped sweat from his brow. "That was beyond anything we've faced, but we did it." Samantha examined the fragments. "These pieces might hold the key to understanding their energy structures. We should collect samples." May checked the device, noting the stabilized energy levels. "We managed to recharge a significant amount. This could be what we need to find a way home." Elena felt a mix of relief and exhilaration. "Let's gather what we can and head back to the cavern. We need to analyze these samples and plan our next steps." As they made their way back, the team moved with renewed purpose. The battle had tested their limits, but it had also revealed new possibilities. The quantum realm was a place of endless wonders and challenges, and they were determined to unlock its secrets. Back at the cavern, they worked late into the night, analyzing the samples and refining their plans. Elena reflected on their journey, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. They had faced immense dangers and uncovered extraordinary knowledge. The path ahead was still uncertain, but they were more prepared than ever. "We're making progress," she thought, her mind brimming with hope and determination. "Together, we'll find our way home." The dawn of a new day brought with it a sense of anticipation. The quantum realm had much more to reveal, and the team was ready to meet its challenges head-on. With each discovery and every step forward, they were closer to unlocking the secrets of this hidden universe and finding their way back to the world they knew. The team's newfound confidence was palpable as they embarked on their latest mission. The crystalline beings had revealed the existence of an ancient structure deep within the quantum realm that might hold the key to their return. Guided by a mix of hope and urgency, they set out at dawn, their steps quickened by the promise of answers. The path was treacherous, weaving through jagged crystalline formations and across shimmering fields of energy. Elena led the way, her mind focused on the coordinates provided by their ethereal allies. "Stay sharp, everyone. This structure could be our breakthrough, but we need to be prepared for anything." As they navigated the surreal landscape, the air buzzed with an almost electric intensity. The team's senses were heightened, every sound and movement magnified. Suddenly, a series of sharp, discordant tones echoed around them. Elena stopped, her hand raised. Something's not right. From behind a towering crystalline spire, a swarm of smaller, agile creatures emerged. Their bodies were sleek and translucent, their eyes glowing with a predatory light. Without warning, they lunged, their movements a blur of speed and aggression. "Defensive positions," Elena commanded, her voice cutting through the chaos. The team formed a tight circle, their backs to each other, ready to face the onslaught. Samantha, armed with a makeshift spear crafted from a crystalline shard, struck at the nearest creature. "They're fast, but we can outmaneuver them," she shouted. Raj, using his knowledge of the crystalline being's language, emitted a series of tones from a device they had fashioned. The creatures hesitated, momentarily disoriented. "It's working. They respond to these frequencies." May, her engineering skills coming into play, activated the shrinking device to create a barrier of energy pulses around them. The creatures recoiled, their attacks momentarily thwarted. "We need to push forward. The structure should be close," she urged. Elena assessed their situation, her mind racing for a strategy. "We need to use their speed against them. Raj, keep emitting those tones. Samantha, May, flank them and drive them towards that ravine. It's our best chance." The team moved with precision, coordinating their attacks. Raj's tones disoriented the creatures, while Samantha and May drove them back with well-placed strikes. The creatures, though fast, were forced into the narrow ravine, their numbers thinning. Just as it seemed they had gained the upper hand, a new threat emerged. From the depths of the ravine, a colossal creature rose, dwarfing the others. Its body was a labyrinth of crystalline structures, and its eyes burned with a fierce intelligence. Focus all attacks on the large one. If we can take it down, the others might retreat. Elena directed, her voice resolute. The battle intensified. May used the device to amplify the energy pulses, targeting the creature's joints. Samantha and Raj coordinated their strikes, exploiting the creature's slower movements. Elena, seizing an opportunity, sprinted toward the creature's exposed flank. She hurled a container of the energy-rich liquid at its core. The impact sent a shockwave through the creature, cracks forming along its crystalline surface. With a thunderous roar, the colossal creature collapsed, its body shattering into fragments. The smaller creatures, now leaderless and disoriented, fled into the shadows. Breathing heavily, Elena regrouped with her team. Is everyone all right? They nodded, bruised but unbroken. Samantha examined the remains of the colossal creature. This might be our best sample yet. Its core could hold the key to stabilizing our device. Raj, still catching his breath, added, "We need to get to that structure before anything else finds us." With renewed determination, they pressed on, the ancient structure finally coming into view. It was a monolithic edifice, its surface etched with intricate patterns that pulsed with a soft, internal light. Elena felt a sense of awe and anticipation. This is it. Let's find a way inside. They approached the structure, its presence both majestic and foreboding. May found a hidden panel, and with her engineering expertise, activated a mechanism that opened a passageway. Inside, the air was thick with energy, the walls humming with a deep, resonant frequency. They moved cautiously, their eyes scanning for any sign of danger or opportunity. In the heart of the structure, they found what they were looking for. A central chamber housing an ancient device, its design both alien and familiar. Elena approached it, her heart pounding. This might be our way home. May and Raj began to decipher the controls, their minds working in tandem. It's a power source, unlike anything we've seen, May marveled. If we can harness it, it could amplify our device's energy tenfold. Samantha kept watch, her senses alert for any sign of danger. We need to work fast. We don't know what else might be drawn to this place. With their combined efforts, the team activated the ancient device. Energy surged through the chamber, and the walls pulsed with light. The shrinking device in May's hands began to glow, its energy levels rising rapidly. Elena watched, a mix of hope and fear in her heart. This is it. This is our chance. As the energy reached its peak, the device emitted a blinding light, enveloping them. The world around them dissolved into a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations, much like when they had first arrived. When the light faded, they found themselves back in the familiar surroundings of their lab. The quantum realm was behind them, but its impact lingered. Elena looked at her team, a sense of profound relief washing over her. We made it. We're home. The team embraced, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious. The quantum realm had tested their limits and revealed their strengths. As they began to unpack their experiences and the knowledge they had gained, Elena knew that their journey was far from over. The quantum realm had left an indelible mark on them, and its mysteries still called to her. But for now, they were home, and that was enough. The return to the lab was supposed to be a moment of relief and celebration, but it quickly became evident that their troubles were far from over. As the team started to unpack their findings and discuss their next steps, the room suddenly filled with the sound of an alarm. "Intruder alert!" May exclaimed, her eyes darting to the security monitors. The screens showed multiple figures in dark uniforms, armed and moving with military precision. Elena's heart sank. It's General Kane. He must have tracked our progress and decided to take matters into his own hands. What's his game plan? Raj asked, already beginning to barricade the doors. Whatever it is, it's not good, Elena replied, her mind racing. He's here for the technology and the knowledge we brought back. We can't let him get it. Samantha, always practical, grabbed a set of tools and started modifying the shrinking device for defensive purposes. We need to secure our data and prepare to defend ourselves. The team quickly set to work. May rigged the lab systems to create a series of traps and barriers, while Raj encrypted their research files and started a backup upload to a remote server. Samantha modified the shrinking device to emit concentrated energy bursts, turning it into a powerful defensive tool. The doors to the lab shook as the intruders attempted to force their way in. Elena grabbed a communication device and sent a distress signal to the authorities, hoping they would arrive in time. We need to hold them off until help arrives, she said, her voice steady with resolve. The doors burst open, and General Kane's men flooded into the lab. The team sprang into action. May triggered the first trap, releasing a burst of blinding light that disoriented the attackers. Samantha fired the modified shrinking device, sending pulses of energy that knocked the intruders back. Elena took cover behind a lab bench, using a handheld device to monitor the attackers' movements. Raj, activate the secondary barriers, she called out. Raj pressed a series of buttons, and metallic panels slid into place, creating a maze of obstacles that slowed the intruders' advance. He then joined May, using a makeshift weapon to defend their position. General Kane himself entered the lab, his face set in a grim expression. "Stand down, Dr. Carter," he commanded. "You can't win this." Elena stepped out from behind the bench, holding the shrinking device. "We won't let you exploit our discoveries for your own gain, General." Kane's eyes narrowed. "You don't understand the potential of what you've found. This technology could change the world. Or destroy it." Elena shot back. "We're not handing it over to you." The confrontation reached a fever pitch as Kane's men pressed forward. May and Raj fought valiantly, using every resource at their disposal. Samantha continued to fire the shrinking device, its pulses creating temporary shields and barriers. In the chaos, Elena spotted an opportunity. Kane was momentarily isolated, his focus on directing his men. She signaled to Samantha, who nodded in understanding. Together, they moved quickly and silently, positioning themselves behind the general. "Now!"
Elena shouted.
Samantha fired a concentrated energy burst at Kane, staggering him. Elena lunged forward, using the shrinking device to create a force field that pinned him against the wall. "Call off your men," Elena demanded, her voice unwavering. Kane struggled but realized he was at a disadvantage. "Stand down," he ordered his men, who hesitated before lowering their weapons. The tension in the lab eased slightly as the attackers backed off. Elena kept the shrinking device trained on Kane, ensuring he remained subdued. "You underestimated us, General," she said quietly. "We're not just scientists, we're survivors." The sound of sirens filled the air as the authorities finally arrived. Officers stormed the lab, taking Kane and his men into custody. The team breathed a collective sigh of relief, their ordeal finally over. As the dust settled, Elena surveyed the damage to their lab. Despite the chaos, their research and discoveries remained intact. "We did it," she said, her voice filled with a mixture of exhaustion and triumph. "We protected our work and ourselves." May, Raj, and Samantha joined her, their faces reflecting the same blend of relief and determination. "We proved we can handle whatever comes our way," May said. "But what's next?" Elena looked at her team, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "We continue our work, but on our terms. The quantum realm has much more to teach us, and we're just getting started." The team embraced, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious. The quantum realm had tested their limits and revealed their strengths. As they began to rebuild and move forward, Elena knew that their journey was far from over. The quantum realm had left an indelible mark on them, and its mysteries still called to her. But for now, they were home, and that was enough. Together, they would continue to explore the unknown, unlocking the secrets of the universe and pushing the boundaries of scientific discovery. The lab had barely settled from the recent assault when a strange hum filled the air, resonating with an eerie familiarity. Elena's instincts flared. The quantum realm was calling them back. But why? "Something's wrong," May said, her fingers dancing over the controls of their equipment. "There's an energy surge similar to what we experienced before, but this time it's here." The team gathered around the central console, watching as the readings spiked. "It's like the quantum realm is bleeding into our reality," Raj observed. "We need to stabilize it, or it could tear both worlds apart." Suddenly, the lights flickered, and a portal began to form in the middle of the lab, its edges crackling with energy. "We don't have much time," Elena said, her voice resolute. "We need to go back and find the source of this instability." Samantha grabbed the modified shrinking device. "Let's do this. We've faced worse." With a deep breath, the team stepped into the portal, the familiar sensation of being pulled through dimensions washing over them. They landed in the quantum realm, but something was different. The once vibrant and surreal landscape now shimmered with instability, colors bleeding into each other, and crystalline structures flickering like dying stars. "We need to find the source of the disturbance," Elena directed. "May, scan for any anomalies." May's device beeped as she swept it over the area. "There's a massive energy spike to the north. It's off the charts." The team moved quickly, navigating through the increasingly chaotic terrain. As they neared the source, the ground shook violently, and cracks formed, spilling radiant light. Emerging from these fissures were creatures even more formidable than before, their bodies pulsing with unstable energy. "Defensive positions," Elena shouted, already calculating their strategy. Samantha and Raj formed a barrier with the shrinking device's pulses, while May worked on a way to harness the energy from the environment to stabilize their surroundings. One of the creatures lunged at Elena, its movements erratic but deadly. She ducked and rolled, coming up behind it and firing a concentrated energy burst at its core. The creature convulsed and shattered into shards of light. "We can't keep this up forever," Samantha called out, deflecting another creature's attack. "May, how's that stabilization coming?" Elena asked, dodging another strike. "Almost there," May replied, her hands flying over the controls. Just a few more seconds. The creatures were relentless, but the team fought with coordinated precision. Raj directed pulses at weak points, while Samantha used her agility to outmaneuver their attacks. Elena provided covering fire, each shot precise and powerful. Finally, May shouted, "Got it!" She activated the device, and a wave of energy radiated out, stabilizing the immediate area. The creatures hesitated, their forms flickering as the energy pulse disrupted their connection to the instability. "Push forward,"
Elena urged.
"We're almost there." They reached the epicenter of the disturbance, a colossal, pulsating crystal that seemed to be the heart of the instability. It throbbed with chaotic energy, threatening to tear the fabric of both worlds apart. "We need to neutralize it," Raj said, analyzing the structure. "But if we're not careful, we could trigger a catastrophic reaction." Elena thought quickly. "May, can we reverse the polarity of the device to stabilize the crystal?" "It's risky," May responded, "but it's our best shot." The team set up the device, connecting it to the crystal. The ground trembled more violently, cracks spreading as the instability reached a critical point. Elena and Samantha provided cover, fending off the last of the creatures. "Ready?" May asked, her finger hovering over the activation switch. "Do it," Elena said firmly. May flipped the switch and the device hummed to life. Energy surged through the crystal, its chaotic pulses gradually synchronizing with the stabilizing frequency. The ground steadied, and the flickering landscape began to calm. "We're doing it," Samantha exclaimed, watching the transformation. Just as the crystal stabilized, a final, massive creature emerged from its core, roaring with fury. It lunged at May, but Elena was faster. She intercepted, using the device to emit a powerful pulse that struck the creature at its heart. The beast howled and disintegrated, its energy dissipating into the air. As the last echoes of the battle faded, the crystal stood stable and serene. The quantum realm's landscape shimmered back to its surreal beauty, the threat of instability neutralized. "We did it," Elena said, her voice filled with both exhaustion and triumph. "The realms are stable again." The portal back to their lab flickered into existence, a shimmering doorway to their reality. The team stepped through, finding themselves back in their lab, the alarm silent and the equipment humming with normalcy. As they caught their breath, Elena looked at her team, pride and gratitude shining in her eyes. "We faced the unknown and came out stronger. The quantum realm still holds many mysteries, but we've proven we can handle them." Raj, May, and Samantha nodded, their bond forged through countless trials. Together, they would continue to explore the uncharted territories of science, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. For now, they were home, ready to face whatever came next with unyielding resolve and the knowledge that they had already conquered the impossible. Elena sat in her office, reflecting on the recent turmoil. The lab was finally quiet, the hum of machinery the only reminder of their incredible journey. She had hoped for a moment of peace, but her mind was restless. The quantum realm's mysteries still called to her, a siren song of discovery and danger. Her thoughts were interrupted by a soft knock at the door. It was Raj, holding a tablet with a look of concern. "Elena, you need to see this," he said, his voice tinged with urgency. She took the tablet and examined the data. "Another energy spike? This can't be a coincidence." Raj nodded. "It's happening again, but this time the source is different. It's coming from a new location within the quantum realm. We stabilized one point, but it seems like another is now destabilizing." Elena's heart raced. "Gather the team. We need to go back." Within minutes, May and Samantha joined them in the lab. The portal flickered open, its edges crackling with familiar energy. Elena gave a resolute nod. "We're going in. Same protocols as before. Stay close and be ready for anything." The team stepped through the portal, landing in a part of the quantum realm they hadn't explored before. The environment was darker, more foreboding, with towering crystalline structures casting long shadows. "We need to locate the source of this new disturbance," May said, scanning the area with her device. "It's deeper within. We should move quickly." They navigated through narrow passages and over unstable terrain, the landscape shifting with each step. As they approached the new epicenter, the ground began to quake, and fissures opened, spilling chaotic energy. Suddenly, they were surrounded by a new type of creature. These beings were larger and more menacing, their bodies emitting an unstable energy that distorted the air around them. Elena's instincts kicked in. Defensive positions. Raj, emit the disorienting tones. May and Samantha, cover our flanks. Raj activated the frequency disruptor, causing the creatures to falter. But these beings were more resilient than before. They recovered quickly, their attacks becoming more aggressive. Samantha, wielding the modified shrinking device, fired a series of energy bursts, creating barriers and knocking back the advancing creatures. May worked to stabilize the area, her hands moving swiftly over the device's controls. One of the creatures broke through their defenses, lunging at Raj. Elena intercepted, using a makeshift energy shield to block the attack. We need to push them back. Focus your fire. The team concentrated their attacks, creating a coordinated barrage that drove the creatures into a retreat. Breathing heavily, Elena scanned the area. We need to keep moving. The source is just ahead. They pressed on, reaching a massive crystalline structure that pulsed with unstable energy. The ground around it was fractured, and beams of chaotic light shot into the sky. May analyzed the structure. This is the heart of the instability. We need to stabilize it before it tears the realm apart.
Elena nodded.
Set up the device. We'll need to synchronize its frequency with the crystal's core. As they worked, the ground shook violently, and more creatures emerged from the fissures. The team fought valiantly, their movements precise and coordinated. Raj directed the disruptor tones, keeping the creatures at bay, while Samantha and Elena provided covering fire. May adjusted the device's settings, her focus unwavering. I need just a few more seconds. A massive creature, larger than any they had faced before, rose from the core of the crystal. Its body was a swirling mass of energy and crystalline armor, its eyes burning with a fierce light. It roared, shaking the ground and causing cracks to spread further. Elena's mind raced. We need to take it down before it destroys everything. May, keep working on the stabilization. Samantha, Raj, focus your attacks on its joints. That's where it's weakest. They executed the plan with precision. Raj directed the tones to disorient the creature, while Samantha and Elena targeted its vulnerable points. The creature roared in fury, its movements becoming more erratic as it weakened. May, her hands steady, activated the stabilization sequence. The device hummed to life, sending synchronized pulses into the crystal. The ground began to stabilize, and the chaotic energy around them started to calm. The creature, now severely weakened, made a final desperate lunge at May. Elena reacted instantly, using the device to emit a powerful energy burst that struck the creature at its core. The beast howled and disintegrated, its energy dissipating into the air. As the last echoes of the battle faded, the crystal stood stable and serene. The quantum realm's landscape shimmered back to its surreal beauty, the threat of instability neutralized once more. The portal back to their lab flickered into existence, a shimmering doorway to their reality. The team stepped through, finding themselves back in their lab, the alarm silent and the equipment humming with normalcy. As they caught their breath, Elena looked at her team, pride and gratitude shining in her eyes. We faced the unknown and came out stronger. The quantum realm still holds many mysteries, but we've proven we can handle them. Raj, May, and Samantha nodded, their bond forged through countless trials. Together, they would continue to explore the uncharted territories of science, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. For now, they were home, ready to face whatever came next with unyielding resolve and the knowledge that they had already conquered the impossible. Did you find the golden star in the video? If you did, leave a comment with the time you saw it to be mentioned in our next video. Thanks for spending a moment of your day with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. If you don't, well, I'll still love you. Thanks for stopping by.